And when we talk about the expansion of sports betting, Matt, one of the first places we saw sports betting was in D.C. So as we wrap up the news for this week, as we record this on a Tuesday, FanDuel, the only operator in D.C., is currently dark. There is no mobile sports betting at the moment in the district. Many would argue there wasn't any mobile sports betting in the district for years, but hey, that's a whole other discussion. What exactly is happening in D.C. right now?
You know, Adam, I wrote this in the story and I tweeted about it, but it's another development in the DC sports betting story that if it were being written as a story or you were watching it as a movie, you would say, "Oh, come on, it can't go that way," but it is. We had through the budget, Council Member Kenny McDuffie successfully got language that would open up DC's mobile betting market to allow more than just one operator district-wide access. That could have happened as soon as July 15th. The issue is Mayor Bowser hasn't signed the budget yet. So you have FanDuel, who was ready to continue rolling yesterday district-wide, and you have BetMGM and Caesars, who have Class A licenses to operate limited mobile under the old rules. They can go full mobile now under the new rules. They're ready to get going, and they can't. Because, once again, there is an issue somewhere in the process of Washington, D.C. sports betting. It's a headache. Adam, I can't believe there's another issue. We talked about the operators that are there. DraftKings and Fanatics went in on DC too, and we've been saying for a while now, well, yeah, we know that the Gambit, the Intralot product is just expensive and it's not great, but maybe DC is just not a great market too. Well, FanDuel took over for Gambit, and its first month, it did something like 5-1 the business that Gambit did last year. I mean, it's wild to see what a good sports betting brand can do in DC. And now we'll have the chance to see, 5 or maybe even more operators live in DC district-wide and really get an idea of what that market can do and how it compares to Virginia and Maryland. And gosh, maybe it can bring some of the dollars back that it's losing from Virginia and Maryland because they have much better markets than the DC market is, certainly right now, currently, since there's zero. So, we hope that Mayor Bowser is going to get this signed sometime soon. I believe she has until the 25th, but there was no update when we contacted the mayor's office. So right now, DC is just dark.
Another reminder that sports betting is but a bit part in larger political negotiations and situations where we're all sitting here saying, this is nuts, how do we not have this? And everyone else is kind of looking at it like, yeah, we got pretty used to having no revenue from sports betting for a while, so we're not really in any big hurry with this. But as you mentioned, a lot of per capita income in D.C., a rabid base of sports fans in all four major sports. So I think we have to say very confidently, if there's one swamp in DC that needs to be drained, it's the DC lottery. We got to get that swamp drained, and we got to get the product going the right way, or the products, now that we can actually have products that are not geofenced to a couple of blocks around the stadium.
2-block radius.
The things that I talk about with this market that you don't talk about anywhere else are absolutely wild. Everything else we're doing at LegalSportsReport.com. Please go check it out. Our team will be out at the Nickel G's conference this week in Pittsburgh. So if you're listening to this before we get there, stop us and say hello. We're looking forward to catching up with everybody in person over at Rivers in Pittsburgh. Matt will be back soon, but Matt is here right now. It's all confusing if I don't say things a little bit more clearly. Our thanks to Matthew Waters for joining us this week to talk a little bit more about earnings, and we will talk more about the legislative sessions in 2024 with our friend Pat Evans on a podcast upcoming soon. For Matt and Matt, I'm Adam. Talk to you next week.